What's going on, everyone? It's Sal Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. It's about to start. The madness is about to start. We are Chatterbox. This is Stretford Post. I'm Sal Warner. Thank you so much for joining me today. How's your day been? I hope you had a fantastic day. I hope you're enjoying the elements and enjoying the news surrounding Manchester United. There's never a quiet day when it comes to Manchester United. Of course, we have the presser. Reaction, of course. Ten Hag has been speaking to the media. A few things I wanted to touch upon, to a few pointers in regards to what Ten Hag said, and in my opinion, what we can do going forward in regards to that. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Absolutely pleasure. You joining me. Basically, first, before I start, don't forget to smash a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you guys can do that, that'd be absolutely perfect, guys. If you could smash a like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a special guest on today. He's not a United fan, though. So it's important to remember he's not a United fan. He's a Southampton fan. Very special guest. He's been around the block. He's a historical Southampton supporter. So I'll be having him on, having a little chat. I like to have a wider prospect on regards to a wider scope in regards to football fans and fans of other clubs on their perspective on things, because the season is starting. We're getting giddy. Of course, we have our expectations. It's interesting to know what other expectations these clubs have, and I'm very interested to know what Southampton's ambition is this season. Of course, promotion. Of course, an historical club. So I'll be bringing him a little bit later. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's absolute pleasure for you to join me. As I said already, but I'm going to say it again. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like, guys. Thank you so much. Now, let's get into it. Ten Hag has been speaking to the press, of course, in regards to Manchester United, what's going on. And he's been speaking about transfers. He's been speaking about injuries, for example. And United are in a bit of a pickle in regards to transfers. And it's a bit like they don't have the cash, but they're making the cash. It's slow. It's a slow process, but we're getting there in regards to that. Now, it looks likely that Manchester United will. Good afternoon, Mishek. What's going on? I hope you're well. It looks likely that Manchester United will go in for De Ligt and will go in for Mazraoui. Of course, Wan-Bissaka has agreed personal terms with West Ham, so that does leave the door open for a move for Mazraoui. Now, what's very telling in this deal is that, yo, Luke, what's going on, my friend? What's very telling in this deal is that Mazraoui can play as a left back. He also can play as a left-sided centre back. So that's where it becomes very telling, because that could signify that we're not going to sign a left back. We have Harry Amas as well. So I feel like we do need other priority positions. So I've been thinking about this quite a lot in regards to the left back position, the left-sided centre back. And I believe that maybe we should give Harry Amas a chance. Maybe with Dalot can play left. Of course, Mazraoui plays right and left. So we've got cover in that position. So at the end of the day, I feel like, yeah, maybe we should save the money and pull it towards the midfield and pull it towards the full backs and, of course, the attacking areas as well, which we need. I don't know what you think about that, but it's a very important message to send out, that Manchester United are signing players that are versatile, that they can play left back, they can play right back, they can play centre back. It does bode well. It's a good thing, really. Mazraoui looks like he's coming through the door very, very soon, and De Ligt should follow quickly. Big up, Tony. What's going on? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining me again, Tony. Your support means a lot. I can't see us getting even, Tony. In regards to even, Tony, at the end of the day, it is not a priority, because Manchester United do need defenders. They do need midfielders. I would rather sign a couple of midfielders. If we can bring through Harry Amas, I would rather sign a couple of midfielders to complement Kobe Mainu, Ugarte and Zubimendi. I said Otamendi earlier on, but it's Zubimendi. I would rather have those two players come in than a player who might not play every game. For example, we got Licha Martinez, we got Luke Shaw, and in regards to Malacia, it's all up in the air. Ten Hag said today that Malacia could be out for a further 2 months. It's a bit... I mean, what's going on with Malacia, really and truly? He's missed 16 months of football since he signed for Manchester United. What does that mean? What is going on with this player? I mean, we need a cover for that, don't we? We do. And hopefully Harry Mas can be that guy who could come in, who can take the spot as a backup for Luke Shaw, and he can get football in the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Europa League. etc. So let's see what happens with that. I would like to see Harry Amas now given a chance and Malacia put down the pecking order. He has been injured a lot, and I feel like we need to stop carrying these players, in my opinion. Big respect to the guy. I have nothing against him, but I think we got to stop carrying these players, in my opinion. Do you think we can get signed at these two guys from Bayern? I think we can. Bayern are being a bit idiotic in regards to, no disrespect, but they've been a bit idiotic in regards to giving us players. They seem to be putting their heels in and being very stubborn in regards to letting us talk to players and letting us sign players. They seem to be very, very stubborn, and they're not giving us any leeway in regards to these players. I believe De Ligt and I believe Mazraoui will come through the door very, very quickly, although Bayern are playing hardball. And it is said that De Ligt and Mazraoui have been dumbfounded by the way that Bayern Munich have been acting during this transfer window. Man United have put in some decent offers, and they are being rebunked in regards to rejected. And this is not good, obviously, for the players. It's going to upset morale. And obviously, De Ligt did not go to the tour with Bayern Munich. So there is obviously some underlying issues there. There is a little bit of problem. Man United and Bayern Munich, do we have a good relationship? We used to have a very good relationship. We go back historically, like ridiculous amount of history between Bayern Munich and Man United. Obviously, the 1999 Champions League final. And of course, we have connections to Munich from 1958. So we have a good connection with Munich. And the thing is, they are acting stubborn. They are acting a bit, I would say, I don't know, I would say a bit crazy in regards to these transfers. And I feel like let De Ligt go and let Mazraoui go, because they've got players. Let us buy those players and let them come to our club. We need them ASAP, of course. And Bayern Munich need the money. Let's be honest. Bayern Munich do need the money. They need the money, guys. So why are they holding on? Why are they holding on to these players when they don't want to play for them? Exactly the same situation with Ugarte. PSG, of course, need to sell Ugarte. They've just purchased João Neves, basically. He's basically signed on the dotted line. And they're holding on to Ugarte. What they're holding on for? They're holding on for a massive fee. Manchester United are not going to pay this massive fee. Manchester United have gone in with a loan, with an obligation to buy. Of course, with a loan, you can get a couple of millions. They can get a couple of millions, and we have an obligation to buy, which is good for PSG. I don't know why they're sticking their heels in the sand. I don't know why, but at the end of the day, these teams need to move on and act quickly, because we've got business to do and we've got transfers to sign. We need to get players through the door. In regards to that, Ten Hag has also been speaking about the injuries in regards to Euro and Rasmus Højlund. He said that they're doing well, of course, and hopefully that is good news with Manchester United. Doing well, obviously, is good news, and hopefully they will be back sooner rather than later, and we can have them integrated into the team very, very quickly. Of course, we're looking for a solid squad next season, a squad full of fit players, not injured players, full of fit players. That's what we're looking for, and we don't want any more ramblings and injuries and leaks and this. We don't want none of that what happened last season. We don't want any of that. In regards, if I take it back to Tyrone Malacia, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, what we should do with Tyrone Malacia. At the end of the day, rehabilitation, injuries, missing 16 months of his career at Man United so far. It's a bit crazy. We don't want to see Malacia. Lots of people are falling out with Malacia because of the way, thank you for the comment, Mishek. Lots of people are falling out with Malacia, of course, because of his injury record. We don't know, and as well, it's a bit like a secret what's going on with Malacia. Who knows why it is a secret, but it seems like there is a lot of secrecy in regards to Malacia. I mean, there were crazy rumours going on a year ago in regards to he's been kidnapped, he's not alive, mad things were going on, weren't they? Let's sign Mazraoui first. Mazraoui should be through the door very quickly. It looks like he's going to be the next one through the door. Wan-Bissaka has agreed personal terms with West Ham, so that's close to being concluded. Of course, Wan-Bissaka has to go back to London, I believe, unless he can do his medical in America. Then he will have to go back to London, of course, because it looks likely he's going to sign for West Ham United, which is great. I wish him the best of luck. He's had a good career at Man United. Played at a time when it was difficult. Played left back last season, right back last season, done a big favour for us and covered in those positions. Never moaned, never complained. So I wish Wan-Bissaka the best of luck. And when that deal goes through the door, that means that Mazraoui is coming to Man United. That's what it means. Kingdom, what's going on, my friend? United medical mess up with Malacia injury. That could be the case, Kingdom. It's all rumours and speculation at the moment. I'm not going to say anything sinister, but our medical team have been a problem for a very, very long time now, my friend. We have had problems with them, and I feel like we need an overhaul in that medical department. I don't know what you think about that, but I feel like we do need an overhaul and a refresh, a complete start, Kingdom. I think we do. I think we need to get some new medical teams in there, and we should scout for medical staff, because at the end of the day, these injuries are no coincidence. We keep picking them up. We keep picking them up. And it's been happening before Ten Hag, by the way. And it's not just been happening under Ten Hag. It's been happening before Ten Hag. So let's not blame Ten Hag for these injuries. I know some people were very eager to blame Ten Hag for these injuries. They're very eager to throw the blame at Ten Hag, including especially the Ten Hag outers. You know, the ones who were big on Ten Hag out last season. They were huge on Ten Hag out last season. They were the ones who are throwing these accusations out. Oh, it's Ten Hag's training. It's the way Ten Hag trains them. He trains them too hard, etc., etc., etc. It's a mad one, really, when you think about it. It isn't a bit of an obsession, in my opinion. But we do need to change our medical team, Kingdom. 100% we do. That's a good comment. We do need to have a look at our medical team, of course. Now, Manchester United have given PSG an ultimatum. They said that if you don't move on, we are going to move on. And we will move on to next transfers, of course. In regards to signing Ugarte, if they're not playing ball, if PSG are not playing ball with us, then it's a problem, isn't it? You know, because then we have to move on. There was talk of Veerman. I'm not a big fan of Veerman, as I said earlier on Breaking Dawn. I'm not a big fan of Veerman. I would rather a Zubamendi, of course, in the team rather than a Veerman. Right. Let's look at his comments. Please tell me something about Amrabat. Amrabat, of course, is a pending situation in regards to Manchester United. If Manchester United can get a Ugarte on loan, don't be surprised if we keep Amrabat, because Man United will put that money towards Amrabat and De Ligt, players such as that. It's a very tight one. I feel sorry for Amrabat. I think he's a great player. I feel like when he came into the club, he didn't have a good start. He had injury. He was playing left back. We were employing him as left back. And it just didn't work, did it? It wasn't fair on him. He put in a shift for us. And in the FA Cup final, in the latter stages of last season, he done really, really well. And I think we should remember that. I think we should stay loyal to these things, you know. United owes us as a duty to get him back to his fit. Yes, they do. Yes, they do owe him a duty if they have messed him up. He's a good player. I have nothing against Malacia. We just need the players who are going to be there week in, week out. If Malacia is upset about the medical team, he could sue the medical team for negligence or whatever it is. Of course, he could do that. But at the end of the day, I hope he gets back, and I hope he comes back playing good football again, and he's back in our team again. That would be absolutely fantastic if he could do that, because we need him. But we do have Harry Mas coming through. Mazraoui can play left back, can play left-sided centre-back, right-sided centre-back, and a right-back. So we're looking at these versatile players now, of course. But it's not the way to go forward, like for success in regards to that. But Man City do it as well. It's more about prioritizing positions that we need, and I feel like we need a central midfield desperately in regards to that, and we also need some maybe one or two attackers as well. Let's see, what do you think about that? What position of the pitch would you like to see us focus on next? Of course, I feel like we do need a couple of defenders still. We do. De Ligt looks like it could be for the door. It should be a double deal with Mazraoui and De Ligt. Those two players should be coming in at the same time, and there should be a double. Here we go. Veltman is also very good. He can create from deeper position. I see Veltman the same as Rodri. Yeah, there we go. That's a good point. Exactly. We do need that number 8/number 6 style player, though, don't we? We do need that as well. We need that type of player who can replace Mainu sometimes, who can play with Mainu. You know, we need players who are versatile, who can play forward, who can score goals. Exactly, Kingdom. Good comment. Again, I expect nothing less from you, Kingdom. That's why you're called Kingdom, mate. Kingdom FC. Yes, very good comment. We do need a number 6 or number 8 who can push the ball forward, who can pass, who can tackle, who can trap back. It's a modern style football, isn't it? It's gone out the days of the Roy Keane sort of player who just tackles. You know, of course, some people may may class Ugarte as that. But I do think we need that type of player, don't you? I do think we need an Ugarte to clear up just in front of the defence. I do think we need Ugarte in the door. I believe we will get Ugarte. I believe Ugarte will be one of the next ones through the door very, very soon. And when it does happen, we will be here on the stream celebrating like a boss, of course, popping that champagne, popping clubs and popping bottles in the club and all that business. We will be, because at the end of the day, it's about improvement, isn't it? It's about improving the team. Now, Ten Hag, he looked a bit downbeat in regards to that. Xerxes has started training. Xerxes now has started training, so you could see him in the coming preseason games. Maybe Liverpool's a bit soon for him, but you could see him in the game after. He definitely will be available for the Manchester City game, pending injuries, of course. We hope we don't get any injuries, and we hope that everything remains nice and peaceful in regards to that injury medical room, so to speak. So Xerxes is in training now. He's joining the training team, and I'm sure he's excited to start his career at Manchester United. We are excited to see Xerxes start his career at Manchester United. We hope he can bring a different dimension to our team, which would be absolutely brilliant. Bruno has also been training. He's back. Bruno, the talisman, the man, the untouchable man. He's going to be in starting games as well very soon and started to play in these preseason games. Bruno could be back. He could be back for the Liverpool game. You know what Bruno's like. He doesn't miss a game. This Bruno, goodness me, he needs a rest, doesn't he? Sancho is looking sharp, Sal. Sancho, I hope he is sharp, mate. I really hope he proves a lot of people wrong next season. I hope he plays well. I hope he creates goals. It's all about the start of the season. This is what it is, because we remember Pereira. Do you remember Pereira? They called him the preseason Kaka, didn't they? They called him the preseason Kaka because every single time he would play in preseason, he would just impress and impress and impress. But when it came to the season, it just wasn't quite there. So let's hope that Sancho really performs this season. I would start Ahmad as the right winger. I would start Garnacho as the left winger. If Sancho is willing to wait his turn, then that's good. That's fine. If he can wait his turn, that is absolutely fine. But we cannot have any moaning. We cannot have any leaks. We don't want anything like that anymore. We don't want any leaks anymore. Hello, mate. Sniper Man, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well, my geese. What's going on? Sancho must go. See, this is about opinions. Sancho, if we had an offer for Sancho, if we had a 50 million offer for Sancho, would you take it? Would you take it? I would take it, because I just feel like the relationship between Ten Hag and Sancho could never be mended. You know what it's like when a pencil is snapped, you sellotape it back together. It's never quite the same, is it? It's never quite the same. So, in my opinion, I would probably sell him. I almost got a heart attack when Mark Goldby's stream title was said, Ineos can't sign De Ligt. We can sign De Ligt. De Ligt will be through the door, but obviously there are issues. Obviously, we're selling players. We are selling players. United needs a left back position. They do, Kingdom. They do need a left back, but Mazraoui can play there. I feel like we're using Dalot and Mazraoui to cover that position at the moment, so we can prioritize on other positions. Now, I've got a very special guest in the house. A very, very special guest. He's big in Italy, massive in Italy. I've got a lot of people in Italy, a lot of friends in Italy, of course. So, guys, without further ado, I'm going to bring my friend to the stage very quickly. If he can get, obviously, he hasn't got his camera on yet, but this is what live TV is about. This is what live streaming is about. We deal with it, and we do this absolutely. So let's get Adam on, basically, and we can see if we can. Talk about something different. Let's talk about something different in regards to football. There are more than one team. We know Manchester United are the biggest team at the moment, but let's talk about other teams and see their perspective on everything. We want to see a different perspective on the Premier League, for example. I want to see other people's point of view. You know, because we support Man United, and in some ways, we are lucky to support a team like Man United. You know, and there are other teams in the league, and we have to understand that. And this guy, Adam Grapes, have been doing big things for many years now. So I'm going to bring him in. Adam is not here at the moment. Can you hear me at the moment?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me, Adam. How you doing, my friend?
I'm fine, thank you,
I can't see you.
I'm technologically incompetent, so I've put the webcam up, but it doesn't seem to be working. Very strange. Let's try unplugging it it's nice to do something in English, because usually I do things in Italian. Okay, I speak rubbish also in English, but at least it'll be grammatically correct this time. So
Yeah, it's the first time I've heard you speak English, to be honest with you. So you're always speaking Italian, isn't it? So
yes. Yeah.
let's see, we can get Adam on. He can get his. If not, we'll have to do with his soothing voice today. It'll be all about his voice. But guys, yeah, in regards to Manchester United, big news is going to be coming this week, of course. Big news will be coming our way very, very soon. Of course, it is Friday. Friday's usually a big day. So let's wait till 12 a.m. and see if there are any here we goes in regards to Manchester United. All set, Adam? Or
Yeah, can you do without my video? Is that okay? I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Adam. It's great to have you on, of course.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
That's great. No problem at all. So tell us about yourself. You're a Southampton fan. How long have you been a Southampton fan now?
Oh, well, since I was born, really, because I was born in 1975. I don't remember the 76 Cup final, but Bobby Stokes was onside. I can say that anyway, because we beat Manchester United 1-0. Definitely onside. VAR might have had something to do with it, but definitely onside.
Was it really?
Started going to watch Saints in the early 1980s. First season I went was 83-84, and we finished second in the league, and we lost in the FA Cup semi-final to Everton. And I thought it was always going to be like that, but obviously not. And then kept going. It was a regular home and away, and also went to all the European friendlies and everything in the 90s and Matt Letizier's time. And no, not Fabrizio Romano, I'm afraid. Someone with a much lower profile. So the sniper man's written the comment, but no.
This is the Fabrizio Romano of Italy. This guy is well connected in the Italian scene, so to speak. Obviously, Matt Letizia. Let's bring it on to Matt Letizia. Matt Letizia was a fantastic player, highly underrated in my opinion. He's one of the few players during the Sir Alex Ferguson era that I would have liked to play for Man United. I went to a few games with Matt Letizia. Absolutely unbelievable player. What are your experiences in regards to Matt and the way he was as a footballer?
Well, we got relegated in 2005. And if he hadn't been around, we'd have probably been relegated in 1995. So he single-handedly kept us up for at least half a dozen seasons. And probably the best season was when we had Alan Ball manager. And his formation was 1-9-1. The goalie, 9 others, and Matt Letizia. And he let Matt Letizia do whatever he wanted. And no, he's very man. Okay, he's gone a bit weird now, I think, with some of the stuff he writes on Twitter. But no, and he filled the stadium basically, and I think he also had a lot of respect from the away supporters as well. It's not always the case, but they saw his loyalty to Southampton. They saw his goals, and okay, probably didn't get a fair crack of the whip playing for England, half a dozen games, but it was always rather strange because the English manager at the time was Glenn Hoddle. That was he was a manager who played very much like Letizia. I don't know if perhaps he was jealous of him or something, but probably his style of football, Letizia's style of football, probably, if we're honest, wasn't fit for an international team. It was best for a club team, to be honest. But I think the best goal I saw, it wasn't. I was at Old Trafford for the goal he scored in the 3-3 draw when Taibbi was in goal.
It must be Taibbi who let his legs.
Yeah, never saw the ball enter the net. So I saw him shoot, he scuffed it, turned round in disgust, and then the ball was in the back of the net. I never saw it enter in. So yeah, it's
a weird one, isn't it, in regards to Glenn Hoddle, because he has quoted Matt Letizia that there was a bit of an issue between him and Glenn Hoddle because of the style of play. Obviously, Glenn Hoddle was a very good player in his day, very skillful and flair. But I feel like Matt Letizia, we needed a type of player like that for England, especially during the 1998 World Cup, when England needed a penalty taker, for example, and it would have been Matt Letizia stepping up for that penalty. I think he's only missed one penalty.
He missed one against Nottingham Forest. I think Crosley saved it. Yeah. So, no, it's a shame about that. But he still had a wonderful career, and it's a shame it finished a bit badly with Sky. But that's the way it goes. But he still lives in Southampton. He plays golf around there. You see him out and about. He's just a normal guy, basically, apart from some strange opinions on the vaccines and 5G, but we won't go into that here.
I think we all have my life is multi-layered, isn't it? We all have our opinions about politics, etc., etc.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone is different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like him as a
freedom
person.
to play these things.
You have now. You do have the freedom. Yeah, this is the thing. This is social media. Social media is a great platform, but it also has its negatives, doesn't it, in regards to that? And what I mean, in regards to Southampton and their aspirations for this season, of course, you've just been promoted. Congratulations. You're back in the big time. I mean, last time United won 9, was it 9-0 against Southampton? They lost 9 a couple of times, didn't they?
Yeah.
Last time you were in the league.
The famous one against Leicester, yeah.
Yeah, and we also beat you 9 as well. People forget about that one, the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I think they won 9, and United won 9 as well. So hopefully Southampton will be up for the task this time. Do you see, where do you envision Southampton finishing this season? What will be acceptable in regards to a season next season?
Well, yeah, I guess staying up will be seen as a triumph, because looking at our squad at the moment, we brought a few players in, but on the face of it, it still looks like a good Championship squad. It doesn't look like a Premier League squad. So don't know if anyone else is going to be coming in, because the guy that got all the goals last year, Adam Armstrong, he's when he played in the Premier League, he only got 2 goals in one season, 3 in the other. But I don't know. He's got surely the experience in the Championship will help him. Don't know who's going to play alongside him at the moment, because we got various choices. We bought Ross Stewart from Sunderland last season. He's permanently injured, and it seems that he's going to be injured as well this season. And last week, or what was it, this week, Brereton Diaz arrived, and he's another player. Perhaps more. Well, he scored a lot of goals for Blackburn in the Championship, and we've still got to see him in the Premier League. And another thing that's very interesting this season, we don't know yet which team's going to have points deducted. Very, very, very sad thing to say, but Leicester probably, Everton perhaps. I think you guys would agree more with me that Manchester City should have, but they won't have.
They won't.
They got very good lawyers, and they probably won't have anything. So
that's not all they got.
No.
They got a lot more than that.
Yes. So,
well, what do you make of that? Do you think this rule, this whole FFP thing, isn't it? I think what this thing is, it's just harming. It's meant to help teams, isn't it? It's harming the smaller teams in regards to that. Because I mean, how can you come up? I mean, you got teams, huge teams now who've got money, and getting deducted points. Was it 10 points, 15 points? How are you meant to survive in that sort of hemisphere in regards to the Premier League now? Because it's getting a bit too complicated, in my opinion. I just feel like you have the money, you spend the money. That's it, and that's just how it should be.
I think Chelsea are the team that found most loopholes up to now, finding various rules to circumvent this, loaning players out and all that. So no, it's very. I'll go back to the old days. I wouldn't have transfer windows. I'd let people buy players when and when they wanted, and see how it goes. But no, with the money coming in, it's probably fair to say you can already predict who will be the top 5. Who'll be the bottom 6 fighting for relegation? Who'll be the teams in the middle? So it's becoming a bit more obvious. There's always strange results. It happens because in 90 minutes anyone can beat anyone, but seems to be a lot less because my background in Italy, for you guys to know, is sports betting. I work for a major Italian company, an odds compiler. So even looking at the odds, very strange to see teams like, I don't know, Aston Villa against Southampton, perhaps. 5 years ago, perhaps it would have been a fairly even game for the odds wise, but now we'll see Aston Villa big odds on against Southampton, and everything's changing like that. We see it in the odds how other things, how football's changing basically. That the strong are getting strong and the weaker are getting weaker. But at the end of the day, you've got to be in it to win it, and being in the Premiership brings money in for Saints, brings them sponsorship deals, brings them TV deals, and if they go down, they get the parachute payments and. I don't know, been a very interesting season because our first game's away to Newcastle. So
that's a tough one to start off with, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely. Let's take it back though to the 90s. I've seen some games against Southampton. I mean, they've always given us a tough time at the Dell. Of course, the famous grey kit that we couldn't see our players because of the sunshine. The famous Southampton sunshine, of course. We couldn't play. We were free. We lost the game of it 3-1. It's 3-1 at half time, wasn't it? And we ended up changing our kits, wasn't it? Or was that the 6th? Yeah, it was a 3-1 one.
Yeah, the
6th. And then we lost 6-3 as well to Southampton at the famous Dell. Dell has always been a problem for us over the years. Do you miss the Dell in regards to playing at the St. Mary's now?
Yes, because that was had the season ticket there, and Yeah, it was a special ground. Okay, there's no way they could compete nowadays with a ground like that, and it'd probably fail every safety certificate necessary. But no, it was different. I remember we used to sit in the stand when I very first used to go. I don't know if you guys remember. There was the family centre behind the goal, and it was probably the only terrace in England that had 2 tiers. And we used to be on the second tier, the family stand. And it was good training because they didn't put a roof there. We used to get soaked every week, and a good start how to start supporting your team in all weathers, shall we say? And then we moved to the seats when it became all seater, and it was a wooden stand. And we used to remember some guy used to bring some bagpipes to the game, and he used to play with the Saints on the bagpipes. All the old boys would stamp their feet, and it's something you never see at St Mary's. And well, St Mary's is nice, but I call it an IKEA stadium. If you've been to one, you've been to all, basically. So
yeah.
It's going to be a bit different this season because I don't know if they've moved the away end at St Mary's, because it used to be. It's gone from behind the goal, and they've moved it. If you're watching on the television, it's been
to the corner.
It's moved to the right hand corner. So behind the goal, they've put the old railed seating in, so everyone will be standing up. And so if you're going down by train to watch I think the United game is perhaps the second home game of the season. I think it's been moved to the early kickoff.
Yes, it's early in the season for United. We have Southampton very early.
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest with you. There's lots of flashbacks going on with Southampton. See, I'm old enough to remember Southampton, so going away to Southampton and, lots of terrible memories. But I do thank Southampton in one way, because that was a young team that lost 6-3 to Southampton. And I do thank them in one way because it taught us a lesson, and we lost 5-0, then we lost 6-3 to Southampton. We lost 5-0 to Newcastle, then we lost 6-3 within the space of a week. And, it really sort of opened our eyes and sort of educated some of the young skulls, the Beckham, for example, what, could happen if you're not on the ball. I always admired them. I always admired Southampton, of course. Stuart Ripley is one of my favourite players as well.
Oh, yes.
Of course, he was one of my favourite players. Hassan Khashloud.
The Moroccan, yeah.
These are fantastic. These are fantastic players, of course.
Do you remember Ali Dia?
Ali Dia, yes, the guy who famously was not a footballer, but was it Harry Redknapp?
Graham Souness.
Graham Souness, that was it. They said he's the next Pele.
Yeah, George Wales. I've got a claim to fame. I saw him play twice, because we saw him play in the first team. I remember when he came on, there was because Letizia got injured, and Ali Dia came on in the first half. There was a huge roar, like we'd signed the next Pele, for example, and he nearly scored with his first touch. He was in front of goal and he had a shot, and he missed, and then he got taken off towards the end. And that's the difference between us supporters and the technical staff, because we saw him out there. We didn't realise he was a complete and utter fraud, but obviously who was on the bench and that saw him, and he got taken off. And then we saw him play, because where my parents live in England, it's near to the Southampton training ground, and they play their reserve games there. And we saw him play in a reserve game. I think it was the Wednesday afterwards, and he got taken off there. And I think the day after, in the newspapers, the story broke that this guy was a bit of a fraud, shall we say? But it's something that could never happen nowadays with all the internet and everything. But he's
it was great. I don't think Graham Souness will ever live that down, to be honest with you, because, I mean, do your research. I think it was George Ware's brother who called or something like that.
Yeah. He was like, "I've got this player for you. He's really good." And they stuck him in. Without actually seeing him in a training session. So it never happened.
But those were the days. Those were the days when it was tough. You had to actually do your research. We only had newspapers to look at transfer news. We only had, we used to watch Serie A, of course, on Channel 4 once a week. That's all we had. We didn't really have anything else to study these players, because it could have been a great player. You never know. And you would have missed out on him, and he would have been the next George Weah, for example, But so Graham Souness will never live that down for me. As a manager, in regards to the 90s, I was raised on late 80s, 90s football. In regards to management, who has been Southampton's, barring Bull, of course, God rest his soul, barring Bull, who's been the best manager for Southampton since then, do you believe?
Probably, if we think about it. He wasn't here for very long, but we had Maurizio Pochettino and Ronald Koeman. So they were the two managers. They brought us into Europe. That was 2015, 2016, that era there. And don't know, because we had Laurie McMenemy from 1973 to 1984. Then we had the late Chris Nichol from 1984 up until 1991. So we had managers of longevity, and before that there was Ted Bates, and then we started changing managers on a regular basis. So haven't really had anyone that's perhaps Russell Martin at the moment though. But I saw in the papers this morning he's now Lucy Pinder's boyfriend. So I hope he's not concentrating on that instead of the football, because we've got a hard season ahead.
I have a feeling about Southampton though this season. I don't know why. I do have a feeling that they'd be one of the teams to surprise a few people. They are a big club in regards to Premier League standings. They are a traditional club. Lots of history. Unlike Manchester City, lots of history goes with Southampton, of course. So I wish Southampton nothing but the best of luck. Have you signed any players this summer, or are there any players in the pipeline that could be coming in?
Well, we signed Adam Lallana, which is rather a strange one, that, because he left us
for Liverpool. He played for you before, didn't he?
Yeah, he left us for Liverpool, and then he didn't leave in a great way, because he said he was going on strike until he was given permission to talk to Liverpool. But now he's come back, presumably just to close his career out, because he's 36 years old. And we've signed Harwood Bellis from Manchester City, but he was on loan last season. Brett Brereton Diaz arrived last week. He signed a Japanese chap. The other important one, I think, he was on loan last year. He's arrived now. Is Flynn Downs, the midfielder. He was at West Ham, then he came to us on loan. And a promising player, I think. He came from Peterborough. His name is what's his name? Ronnie. That's it. Ronnie Edwards. But these are all. He's a gamble, so I have to see. And very interesting to see how Russell Martin, his style of football, he never changes it. He plays out slowly from the back, believes in possession. But if you watch the, are we still Liverpool's feeder club? Yeah, so, don't know. Well, I'm not sure about Liverpool this season. It could end if it goes badly for Arnie Slots. Liverpool could be Southampton's feeder club. You never know. But no, there was certainly a period a few years ago when all these various players were going to Liverpool. But I don't know. I think Liverpool might struggle a bit this season, because obviously it was always going to be difficult for whoever followed Jurgen Klopp. And
I do as well. I don't think that new manager is anywhere near a Jurgen Klopp. That Jurgen Klopp his personality, his aura is different, and I think they're going to struggle. I think they're going to have a David Moyes moment, a David Moyes season, should I say, in regards to that, because he was just different. He was a different animal, Klopp, and I feel like they're going to struggle more than they actually think.
And they're a team that's growing old together as well.
Exactly. Like maybe Southampton should shop in Jersey. They used to with Graham Lasso and Matt Letizia. Maybe they should get the new something. So maybe they should do that.
We shall see. No, it'll be interesting. And
Mane was a class player, of course. Yeah, Mane was a brilliant player. Came from Southampton. He was wanted by Man United as well for a long time. Yes,
yeah. I was there against Villa when he scored the hat trick in, I think it was 4 minutes. So it's we've always had good players, but never kept hold of them. But I don't know. We shall.
Well, I wish you the best of luck this season, Adam.
Are you confident? Are you confident for United this season?
In regards to United, I am. I mean, I feel like something special is going to happen with United this season. I know it can be delusion, obviously, but I believe that Man United will challenge next season. I firmly believe that. I think under Ten Hag, they kept Ten Hag, the new Ineos regime. They've kept Ten Hag. They're bringing some good players in there, and I feel like we can challenge for the league. I feel like something is going to happen. I think we're a bit of a sleeping giant at the moment. I think we're waking up, and I feel like Man City are not as strong as they were in previous season. I heard that there's some sort of falling out between Pep and the players. So who knows? I do believe that we can challenge next season, and the Charity Shield against Man City could tell us a lot in regards to the forthcoming season. Even though it's just a friendly, it would tell us a lot in regards to where we are. And if we can beat Man City for the second time in a row at Wembley, it would bode well for the rest of the season, in my opinion. And I hope that the FA do their work in regards to the 115. I hope they do, because at the end of the day, it seems like they're brushing it under the carpet somewhat and concentrating on the smaller clubs, obviously, like Nottingham Forest and Everton and now Southampton and Leicester, which is wrong, because we've got this elephant in the room, which is Man City, and they're not doing anything about it, and they've cheated basically, and nothing is being done. And I feel a bit downhearted about that in regards to that, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's hope that the Premier League do their job and give them the punishment that they deserve. Probably relegation would be nice to the third division or League Two, as we should say.
I always remember going to Main Road. It's completely different. You go there, there'd be 20,000 people there, and we used to do a quite good record there as well. Never used to. No, I've never seen us win at Old Trafford. The nearest I've seen a 3-3. The highlight of going to Old Trafford was always going to Lou Macari's chip shop. That was always a.
I've been to a 2-2 when we lost the league to Blackburn Rovers. Was it a 2-2? It was 2-1. Sorry, 2-1. And Matt Letizia opened the scoring, and we won 2-1 with a penalty in the end. I've seen some difficult games against Southampton. As I said, I was at the 6-3. And I've seen some difficult games in regards to that. The 3-3, of course, and they always used to give us a problem. Southampton always give us a problem, and I don't know why. Well, it was under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. They always seem to give us an issue. I used to hate going to the Dell. I used to dislike it with a passion. There were two stadiums, Highbury, the Dell. I didn't like those two stadiums because we had Beckham on the right, and we couldn't pass those long balls. It seemed like the pitch was so small. It was like we couldn't do nothing. It's just so enclosed.
Crowd breathing down your neck.
Breathing down your neck. Exactly. Was it the chicken run they used to call the old in the olden days, isn't it?
We had the Archers Road end where the singers used to go.
Yeah, definitely. But Marion Bahars, all these are the Graham Nassau, and it was a good time for you guys. But we had a fair share of wins over there. 1998, 99, we won the game at Dell. And they are a big part of the history of the Premier League. And I think I hope they do well next season because we need a Southampton in the league. We do because all due respect to some of these teams that have been promoted, Luton and Bournemouth and teams like that, I just don't think they're quite Premier League. I would like to see Coventry, I would like to see QPR, I would like to see Southampton back in the Premier League, back like the olden days, and Ipswich, for example.
Sheffield Wednesday was a good away trip always. Sheffield
Wednesday, Hillsborough, a great away trip as well. So I would like to see those teams, those traditional English teams back in the Premier League would be really good. So let's see what happens. But I wish you the best of luck, Adam. Thank you so much for joining me today.
No,
it's been a
pleasure. Sorry about the video, but you haven't seen my face. You haven't missed much. I can guarantee that.
We had the soothing voice of Adam Grapes anyway. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope we could do it again sometime during the season when we know what's going on and we know.
I'd love to. Thank you very much.
Cheers, pal. Thank you very much.
Everyone. Bye now. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Guys, that was Adam Grates. Thank you so much for listening in. I wanted to see a different perspective in regards to different clubs in the Premier League, because when it's the Premier League, we've got to understand that Premier League is more than just Man United. We love Man United. We know that, but we have to understand that there are other teams in the Premier League, and we have to look at them. Look at their perspective, because imagine what they're like. They're mentioning transfers, these transfers that they're signing, and we're desperate for major names, etc. But thank you, Stephanie, for joining me. Thank you for the comments. Cheaty and Chelsea need their comeuppance. Yeah, definitely. So will we. Not in this instance. No, not will we. We won't be any. We do things legitimately. We do things. We're Man United. We do what we want anyway. So, but yeah, basically, Steph, absolutely spot on. Did like the conversation with him. I like speaking to other fans. I remember when I used to go to Manchester, and I used to go Manchester Piccadilly, waiting for the train on the way back to London. And I would speak to fans of rival teams. They would come up to me, "Oh, you're a Man United fan. Did you go to the game?" Blah, blah, blah. And no matter who it was, whether it was Liverpool fans, whether it was a Preston fan, whether it was a Huddersfield fan, I would get these fans coming to me and talking to me about football. And I do like to talk about football with other fans of other clubs, especially Adam Grapes. Adam Grapes, of course, has done big things throughout the years, especially in Italy. He's a big name over there, and I'm very privileged to have him on the show, to be honest with you. And I'm glad you guys could join me for that. It was a very, very good chat. Now, let's go back in regards to Manchester United. Of course, it's still early in England. We're 3 hours ahead in the UAE. We still have waiting on these here we goes. It looks like that we will get a double deal in regards to De Ligt and Mazraoui. We will get those through the door very, very quickly, I hope, because the injuries are stacking up. Malacia could be out for up to 2 months, of course, which is sad in a way, because we don't know what was really going on with Malacia. There was all these things going on, all these noises going on in regards to rehabilitation, in regards to is he even alive, and there's a few crazy things like that. But I'm glad to see him in training. I'm glad, well, he's not in training. I'm glad to see he's well and good, and I'm glad that he will hopefully be back within 2 months, because we do need cover in that position. We do have Harry Mas coming through. Of course, Harry Mas is a good player, and we have to believe in the youth as well. Do you think Bayinde deserves more chances? Sniper Man, I do believe he deserves more chances, in my opinion. I think Bayinde is a very, very good goalkeeper. I think we played him against Newport in the FA Cup last season, and we didn't play him since then. I think he deserved more chances. I do. I also did like the look of Vitek, the young player, the young Man United player. Vitek is also a very, very good player and a very, very good prospect. I like the look of him as well. It is important that we bring through youth, as I've been stressing, as I've been touching on. It is very important that we concentrate on the future as well as the present. And our conveyor belt of young players right now is really good. So that is something to be comfortable with. We will get signings in. We have to be patient as well. We have to be patient that signings will come in, and we will get some more signings, of course. Sal, can I call in? Yes, you can, my friend. Let me just give you the blah blah blah. I'll give you the link for you to call in, mate. No problem at all. I'm gonna put it on the comments anyway, so you can call in, and you can have your say, my friends, if you want. It's a pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. You can call in, my friend. We are here. Anyway, thank you, Kenny, for the comment anyway. But big up everyone in the comments. Big up everyone. Big up Kenny Fan TV. You guys absolute legends. Don't forget, you have to listen to these fans, right? These fans have been fans for 50 years, 60 years. They know what they're talking about in regards to, I mean, they haven't seen trophies like we have. So they know what it is to support a club. And it's really, really important that we take that on board when it comes to supporting our football club. Some people support Southampton. Some people don't. They're there every single week supporting this club. And that's what I was last season with Erik ten Hag. We were supporting Erik ten Hag. We did not give up on Erik ten Hag. Even when we were losing 4-0, we did not give up. And we will get our reward. We will get our rewards. And Ten Hag will succeed next season. And it will make a lot of people eat their words 100%. I heard a streamer saying Mount must be sold next summer because he is not performing for the vow and really being harsh. But I do agree Garnacho should get the number 7. Not true. Yeah, Garnacho should have got the number 7 last season, I believe. I believe it would have been a very, very good boost for him. But perhaps that was the deal. Perhaps Mason Mount would only sign for Man United if we gave him the great number 7. Of course, we know who's worn the number 7. Eric Cantona, David Beckham, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, Mount has got big shoes to fill, and at the end of the day, it's a big season for him. No, I'm not going to slander players like people are slandering players. No, I'm not going to diss players and be disrespectful to players and managers. I don't do that. I speak about things from a constructive point of view. Mount hasn't been good enough. We know. But next season is a big season. If he flops next season, then we can only say that is his fault and he could be out the door. But right now, he was injured last season, and let's see if he can prove something next season. Right, I'm going to bring someone in, a friend of mine. There is also a factor no 7 with good years of loyalty and teamwork. No number 7. No factor number 7 comes with years. And yes, Sniper Man, I get what you mean exactly. Prove yourself. Prove yourself first. Then you wear the great number 7. Don't just give out number 7s willy-nilly. This is the thing about Manchester United. The way we have been run. We've been run to the ground by the Glazers. Just giving out number 7s for commercial reasons is not the one. That is a special shirt. A very special shirt. George Best Eric Cantona, Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham. Memphis. Goodness me. But I agree, Sniper Man. He should get the number 7. He should definitely get the number 7. 100%. 120,000%. He should get the turn. Right. I'm going to bring in another guest. Here is Kenny, my man. What's going on? Long
Big
time
up,
no
Sal.
speak. Oh, you got the Spanish jersey. Oh, my goodness. Just giving me flashbacks. Mate, what are you doing for my blood pressure? You know, I didn't want to see that tiki-taka anymore. It was driving me mad in that final. We couldn't even get the bloody ball. What's going on with this Southgate ball? You've just reminded me of that.
Yeah, man. Yes, Sal. All jokes aside, I'm good. Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, from what I've heard from Malacia, that he will be back after 2 months. So, which is kind of what I'm kind of expecting, because especially for a fact that he's missed the entirety of the season. So it is kind of expected that it's going to be kind of slightly a little bit longer to kind of recover from his full fitness, and we do need a left back, in my honest opinion, because I don't even know about Shaw. He's just too injury prone, because Luke Shaw can be class when he's 100% fit. But like sometimes when it comes to his defensive awareness as a left back, he just kind of lacks a bit of concentration. So that's that's just my concern. So that's why I think in the market we need to get a left back, and it's still not even yet talked about. That's just in my opinion. Euro injury is just really sad to see, but I feel like we are cursed, man. The Pogba's juice is still not over yet. It's crazy, isn't it? But I don't understand why these Ten Hag outers are still blaming Ten Hag. Like it's the training match, it's this and that. I find
an
it kind
obsession.
of, it's really it's so much of obsession. It's and I also saw your tweet, and you're absolutely spot on. I mean, like I was on KG's channel. If you know him personally, I was.
Yeah, I know him. KG is the one on Ted Lasso. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was on his channel like few streams ago. Then and I find this particular caller like several reports like Euro has a knock, but Euro was still fit to play for till halftime, isn't it? So I don't see a problem in it. But it was just unfortunate. Like this Arsenal player called Ethan and Murray just made things worse. Hoyland
the thing is, bro, right, is like people just want something to fit their narrative, what it is. And I can mention those people. Of course, there's a Mr. Oh, I've forgotten his Mr. Taker. I'm not sure what his name is, but they just want something to fit the narrative of what their opinion is, and by making up stories in regards to, oh, he was injured before the Arsenal game, he's this and that. It's a lie. We know it's a lie. It was not true. He got injured. Now they're bringing in other narratives to fit it in regards to, oh, he had a broken metatarsal, which is why PSG didn't want to sign him, blah, 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 all this rubbish. And at the end of the day, I like KG. He speaks a lot of sense in regards to Ten Hag last season. Absolutely kept on. I mean, he had a lot of barrage. He had a lot of people on his back.
I agree.
They were laughing at him
a lot of times. 100%, so.
But in regards to Manchester United, of course, the left back situation, Malacia. I mean, I'm done with this guy, to be honest, mate. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like we need a left back. I mean, we do, and I believe in Harry Amas. I do believe in him. Okay. I believe he's a good prospect. I believe in Murray as well, is coming through. We do need to give some of those youngsters a chance. Sure, we cannot trust, and we know that. Time has taught us that 100%, that we cannot give him a chance, and we cannot rely on him in regards to that, because it's a few games down the line, he's injured, and then what? You know, we got Malacia who's injured as well, and then we'd end up playing a right footer on the left back again. People say Mazraoui could be that left back option as well, and you know, we need naturally sided players. I know.
We need like a proper like left back. We don't need We don't need like a versatile kind of player who plays either left or right. We need an exact left back who can make a run, and who can even defend as well. So yeah, I think Ferdy Kodioglu is the one for me personally. I know he can play on the wing as well, but like if he primarily plays as a left back, I'm definitely I will be on it today. I'll be on it 100%.
For Kadioglu, there was news of him. I was in Turkey last week, so there was news of Kadioglu over there going to Man United. Nothing has materialised as much this last week or so. I mean, I like him as well. He's my number one choice as well, Kadioglu, and I feel like he won't go for too much, 30-odd million. It will be, I feel like we could get him, but obviously Jose Mourinho is a big stumbling block. Jose Mourinho has a history with Man United, and he wouldn't want to sell one of his main players to Man United, of course. And this is the whole point about what I've been discussing about in the past about scouting. We need to get ahead of the game in regards to scouting. We need to look at these players before they become stars, before they go to the Euros, before their price tag goes up. We're not looking at, but we're looking at the obvious players at the moment, of course. But in regards to Euro and the Ten Hag, I call them Ramonas because he remained at the club. But in regards to the Ramonas, they just need to support the football club and support. He's not going anywhere, Ten Hag.
He's not going anywhere. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah, or goes elsewhere. I'm scared the media would badmouth him after some bad games with Ineos. I'm just reading some comments out. I think Mourinho should have stayed. Goodness me. Sniper man. I personally think it is a vital left back, and like for thoughts here, guys. Yeah, we've been touching on that. I do think naturally sided players is better all round. Having right footers on left back, left footers on right back, it doesn't work, and we need to have a balance to our side, which we've lacked over the years. In regards to signings, hopefully we'll have De Ligt through the door. It's another right footer though. De Ligt through the door and Mazraoui through the door very, very soon. What do you make of those two signings? Would you be happy with those? Of course, you want a left back, but
yeah. Mazraoui, I'm just a little bit off side eye because of his injury record. As long as he's a backup option, I'm down for it. But either way, some kind of 50-50. Matthijs de Ligt, I don't understand like people call Matthijs de Ligt a Dutch Harry Maguire. Bro, the guy is class, man. The guy is class. Like people don't even watch him at Juventus. I watched him at Juventus. He's literally one of their best players, alongside with CR7. I watched him for 2 seasons actually. He's that good. Ajax, he was the youngest captain at 19 years old. It's like people don't even know that.
And he's 24. He's played for obviously Ajax. He's played for Juventus and now Bayern Munich. Of course, he hasn't settled as much as we thought he would do. But at the end of the day, every team. I'll take you back to the great Eric Cantona. You know how many clubs he had before he went to Man United. He even went to Leeds United. But when he came to Man United, that was his home. That was his home, and you can tell it was his home. And just because they've played for loads of clubs doesn't mean that they're going to flop at Man United. I think he's a good player. 24 years old, of course, Dutch international, played for 2 of the biggest clubs in Italy and Germany. And as you said, he was 19 when he's captaining Ajax, playing against Real Madrid, etc., in the Champions League semi-final, etc. Do you know what I mean? So very, very good player. I'll be very happy if we sign him. I'm also a bit content, obviously, because of the left-sided situation. If Licha did get injured, we've got a bit of an issue there. I like Harry Mas. Harry Mas can come in at left back. That's great. But the left-sided centre-back is a problem, and I feel like that's what we need to address. And it doesn't look like we're looking at when Branthwaite was one. I like Ignacio myself, Gonzalo Ignacio. I think he's a good one. Big up, Mark. What's going on? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Big up, Mark. Big up, Stephanie. Big up, Ski. All on the chat. De Ligt has physical problem that he is not strong. This could be. We could work on his physicality. He's still a young lad. We could work on that, and he will pick that up in the Premier League, no doubt. Of course, no doubt. Kenny, so what's going on? Where can we find you, my friend?
You guys can find me on the YouTube Kenny Fan TV, and you can also find me on Twitter. But like I usually just be on Twitter and just scroll for transfers.
Are you on
Yeah,
my
but
Twitter?
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
All
on,
right,
I'm on the Twitter. Yeah.
I believe you, mate. I believe you. No problem. Kenny, thanks for joining me anyway. I'm going to wrap up the show in a bit. So
Big up, guys.
we'll do it again. Definitely. I'll put up the link and we can chat again. Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely. For sure.
Thanks, pal. Cheers, mate.
Big up.
Big up. Big up. Yeah, that was Kenny Fan TV. Don't forget to subscribe to him. I like getting people on this show of support. That is very important to show that. Thank you for Adam Grapes. He's a very, very big guy in regards to Italy. In regards to my friend, a family friend, right? He's a big journalist. Don't worry about that. He's a very humble guy, and he's one of the guys you keep sweet with because he knows his stuff about football. I know he's a Southampton fan, but at the end of the day, he knows about football and he knows what it takes to support a football team. When you support a football team, just because you're not winning doesn't mean you give up. Doesn't mean you give up on a manager, and he epitomizes that, and I love that. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining me as usual. Got to catch you soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I don't know how many I am from 3,000 subscribers. I've not been keeping a lookout, but please let me know. Please smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be having more guests and more opinions on this show very, very soon. This is Chatterbox. I'm Sal Warner of Stretford Post. Thank you for joining me. You guys are absolute elite. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day. Peace.